What in the world was that?
Hi.
Sounded like a party in here. What is that?
Where'd you get a drink?
I told you. I went for my checkup.
Boy, you and that doctor. I thought he told you not to drink.
I had one. One doesn't hurt me. Everything's normal anyhow. He sent you his best.
Yeah, that's nice. The dealer will be here any minute if you want to take anything.
Oh, dear God. Here it is again.
Yeah? Clean woman did a nice job.
Yeah? Never used to be so clean. Make you feel funny?
No, not really. What?
Time.
I know.
There's something different about it.
No, it's all the way it was. I had my desk on that side and my cot. The rest is pretty much the same.
Maybe it's just that it always used to seem so pretentious to me. And kind of bourgeois. Does have a certain character. I think some of it's in style again. It's surprising.
Oh, you want to take anything?
I don't know if I'd want it around. It's all so massive. Where would we put any of it? Well, that chest is lovely.
Yeah, that was mine. One over there was Walter's, their pair.
Oh, yeah. Did you get in touch with him?
I called him again this morning. He was in consultation.
Was he in the office?
Yes. The nurse went and talked to him for a minute. Listen, it doesn't matter as long as he's notified so I can go ahead.
What about his share? I don't mean to be a pest, but there could be some real money here. You're going to raise that with him, aren't you?
I've changed my mind. I don't feel that he owes me anything. I can't put it on an act. He's got a right to his half.
Why don't I meet you somewhere? The whole thing depresses me.
Why? Oh, sit down, relax. The dealer will be here in a minute.
There's just something so rotten about it. I can't help it. There always was. The whole thing's infuriating.
We'll sell it, and that'll be the end of it. Picked up the tickets, by the way.
Oh, good. Boy, I hope it's a good picture.
Better be great, not good. $2.50 a piece.
I don't care. I want to go somewhere. God, what's it all about? Walking up the stairs just now, all the doors hanging open. Doesn't seem possible.
They tear down old buildings every day of the week, kid.
I know, but it makes you feel 100 years old. Well, where's your dealer?
10 minutes late now. Should be here any minute. That should be worth something.
I think a lot of it is. But you're going to have to bargain, you know. You can't just take what they say.
I can bargain. Don't worry. I'm not giving it away.
Because they expect to bargain.
Listen, don't get depressed already, will you? We haven't even started. I intend to bargain. I know the score with these guys.
So, what's this record?
It's a laughing record. Used to be a big thing back in the 20s.
You remember it?
Very vaguely. Must have been 5 or 6 at the time. Used to play them at parties, see if you could keep a straight face the longest. Maybe they just sit there laughing, I don't know.
What a wonderful idea.
You look good. No, I mean it.
I believe you. This is the suit.
Is that it? And how much? Turn around.
45. Can you imagine? And he said nobody'd buy it. It was too simple.
Boy, women are so dumb. See, that's really handsome. They don't mind if you get something for your money, but half the stuff they sell is such crap. By the way, take a look at this collar. Isn't this one of the ones you just bought?
No, that's an older one.
Well, even so, I'd write the Consumers Union about these heels. 3 weeks. Look at them.
Well, you don't walk straight. You're not going in uniform, I hope.
I could have murdered that guy. I just changed and McGowan was trying to fingerprint some bum that didn't want to be fingerprinted. Throws his arm up as I'm walking by, right into my container.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I gave it to the quick cleaner. He said he'd try to have it by 6.
Was there cream and sugar in the coffee?
Yeah.
We'll never have it by 6.
He said he'd try.
Forget it.
It's only a movie.
But we go out so rarely. Why must everyone know your salary? I want an evening. I I want to sit down in a restaurant without some drunken ex-cop coming over to the table wanting to talk about old times.
Esther, it happened twice. For Christ's sake, you think after all these years...
I know it's unimportant. But like that man in the museum. He thought you were the sculptor.
So I'm a sculptor.
Well, it was nice, that's all. You really do, Vic. You look distinguished in a suit. Why not? I have an idea. Why don't you leave me? Just send me enough for coffee and cigarettes.
See, one drink and look how depressed you get.
Well, it's the kind of depression I enjoy.
Ah, hot diggity dog. Look, why don't you go away with your doctor for a couple of weeks? No, seriously, it might change your viewpoint.
I wish I could.
Then go ahead. He's got a suit. Take the dog, especially the dog.
For God's sakes, what have you got against the dog?
Esther, she's a pain in the ass. $80 in veterinary bills? Every time I put on a uniform, it's like putting on a fur coat.
That is not the dog.
Then it's the cat. Between the two of them, I'm getting up a half hour early just to brush myself off. Not funny, every time you go for one of your walks in the rain, I gotta hold my breath to see what's gonna come back with you.
Oh, go on, you love her.
I love her. You get plastered and you bring home some strange animals and I love them. Do not love that dog. Let's see the humor in it. The house stinks.
Well, you're not throwing out the cat.
Esther, it's not the cat. You're an intelligent, capable woman. You can't lay around all day. Even if it was something part-time, it would give you something to do.
Well, I can't go to the same place day after day. I never could, and I never will. Just not quite used to Richard not being here, that's all.
He's gone, kid. He's a grown man. You gotta do something with yourself.
Did you ask to speak to your brother?
Yes, I asked the nurse. He couldn't break away.
That son of a bitch, it's sickening.
What are you gonna do? We never had that kind of feeling.
What feeling? To come to the phone after 16 years? It's common decency. You're furious, aren't you?
Only myself for calling him again and again like an idiot. Now, to hell with him. I'll take care of it alone. I'll send him his half.
But how many Cadillacs
That's
does he
why
drive?
he has Cadillacs. People who love money don't give it away.
I wish you wouldn't keep putting it like charity. There's such a thing as a moral debt.
You sound like a book sometimes. A moral debt? Esther, the man wouldn't even know what I was talking about. Please, let's not get back on this, will you?
When are we going to start talking the way people talk? You never could have finished medical school if you hadn't taken care of Pop. There could be some real money here.
I doubt it. There are no antiques
Oh,
or anything.
just because it's ours, why must it be worthless?
Now, what's that for?
Because that's the way we think. We do.
Esther, the man won't even come to the phone. How am I supposed
Then
to...
you write him a letter. You bang on his door. This belongs to you.
What are you getting so excited about?
Well, for one thing, it might help you make up your mind to take your retirement.
It's not the money that's been stopping.
Then what is it? Just thought with a little cushion you could take a month or two till it occurs to you what you might want to do.
It's all I've been thinking about lately. I don't have to quit to think.
But nothing seems to come of it.
Is it that easy? You're going to be 50. You don't just start a whole new career. I don't know what's so urgent all of a sudden.
All of a sudden. It's all I've been talking about since you've become eligible. I've been saying the same thing for 3 years.
It's not 3 years.
It'll be 3 years in March. 3 years. You've gone back to school then. You'd almost have your master's by now. You could have had a chance to do something you'd love to do. Isn't that true? Why can't you make a move?
Not sure the whole thing wasn't a little unreal. I'd be 53, 54 by the time I could start to do anything.
But you always knew that.
Yeah, but it's different when you're right on top of it. Not sure it makes any sense now.
But you could have 20 more years left. And that's still a long time. You could do a lot of interesting things in that time. You're so young, Vic.
I am?
Sure. I'm not, but you are. God, all the girls goggle at you. What do you want?
Son, to talk about, Ez. Not sure I understand it.
Then why don't you write a letter to Walter?
Walter. Every time we try to have a conversation, it's Walter.
He's an important scientist. And that hospital's building a whole new research division. I saw it in the paper. It's his hospital.
Esther, the man hasn't called me in 16 years.
But neither have you called him. Well, you haven't. That, too, is a fact.
What would I call him for?
He's your brother. He's influential. And he could help. Yes, Vic. That's how people do.
I'm sorry, I don't need Walter.
I'm not saying you have to approve of him. He's a selfish bastard. But he just might be able to put you on the track of something. I don't see the humiliation.
I don't see what's so urgent all of a sudden.
Because I don't know where the hell I am, Victor! I can do anything if I know why. All these years we've been saying, once we get the pension, we're going to start to live. It's like pushing against a door for 25 years, and suddenly it opens. And we stand there. Sometimes I wonder, maybe I misunderstood you. Maybe you like the department.
Hated every minute of it.
I did everything wrong. I swear if I demanded more, it would have helped you more.
That's not true. You've been a terrific wife.
I don't think so. But the security meant so much to you. And I tried to fit into that, but I was wrong. God. Just before coming here, I was looking around the apartment to see if we could use any of this. And that place is so ugly. It's worn and shabby and tasteless. I have good taste, I know I do. It's just that everything was always temporary with us. It's like we never were anything. We were always about to be. I think back to the war, when any idiot was making so much money, and that's when you should have quit. I knew it. I knew it.
I swear, sometimes you make it sound like we've had no life at all.
God. My mother was so right. I can never believe what I see. I knew you'd never get out if you didn't during the war. I saw it happening, and I said nothing. You know what the goddamn trouble is?
What's the goddamn trouble?
We can never keep our minds on money. We worry about it, we talk about it, but we can't seem to want it. I do, but you don't. I really do, Vic. I want it. Vic, I want money.
Congratulations.
You go to hell.
I wish you'd stop comparing yourself to people. That's all you've been doing lately.
Well, I can't help it.
Well, then you're always going to be a failure, kid, because somebody's always going to be out ahead of you. Actually, I did start to fill out the forms a couple of times.
What happened?
Suppose there's some kind of finality in all of it. I mean, you look at the goddamn form and you think, okay, you sign yourself to 28 years and you think, is that all? Is that it? And it is, of course. Trouble is, every time I start to think about doing something, that number comes up. 50. The steam goes out. It's like some kind of cruel joke. I'll do something, I will. It's just, every time I think about it, there's something about it that's almost frightening.
I know.
It's like when I came in here earlier. The whole thing hit me like some kind of craziness. Pile up all this stuff like it was made of gold. I brought up every stick I damn near saved the carpet tax. Just everything that seemed so important turned out to be ridiculous. Like the whole way I was with him. It's inconceivable to me now.
Well, you loved him.
Yeah, but it's all words somehow. What was he? A busted businessman like thousands of others. Acted like some kind of mountain that crashed. Sometimes I wonder, maybe that's why I don't sign out. Because I regret the whole thing more than I realize, and I can't face it. So what's the difference what you do if you don't do the work you love? It's a luxury. Most people never get near it. It's where sometimes the whole thing seems like a story that somebody told. You ever feel that way?
All day, every day.
Oh, come on.
It's the truth. I was 19 years old when I first walked up those stairs. When you opened that box with your first uniform in it, remember that? When you tried it on for the first time? How we laughed. If anything happened, you said you'd call a cop. It was like a masquerade. And we were right. That's when we were right.
You know, that's sometimes you try to sound childish. And
Please, don't talk childish to me, Victor. Not in this room. You let it lay here all these years because you can't have a simple conversation with your own brother. And I'm childish? You're still 18 years old with that man. I mean, I'm stuck, but I admit it. I can't stand it here. I'm going for a walk.
Okay, go ahead.
You got a receipt? I'll pick up your suit. I just have to get out of here.
Don't blame you. It's right off 7th. The address is on the ticket.
I'll be back right away.
Do as you please, kid. I can't tell you what to do.
You were grinding your teeth again last night. Did you know that?
No wonder my ear hurts.
I mean, it's pretty gruesome. Sounds like a pile of rocks coming down a mountain. Wish I had a tape recorder, because if you could hear it, you wouldn't take this self-sufficient attitude.
Self-sufficient? I thought I just
Then
finished
do
telling-
something! You want to stay on the force, then stay on the force. If you don't, then don't. And let me know what to do with the rest of my life.
Well, what's that supposed to mean?
It means jumping out of bed in the morning and wanting to do what you're going to do. You know goddamn well what it means. Not that that any difference.
No, I think I get the message.
Like what?
What other message is there?
What's that?
One of my old radios that I made. Mamma mia, look at that too.
Would that work?
Nah, you need a storage battery.
What?
My battery's exploded up here. So, there. See where the plaster's different?
Is this the one you got Tokyo on?
Yeah, this is the monster.
Why didn't you take it?
Useless.
Did I dream it, or did you used to have a lab up here?
Sure. Yeah, I took it down when Pop and I first moved up here. Walter had that wall, I had this. Boy, we did some great tricks up here. I'll be frank with you, kid. The whole thing seems incomprehensible to me. Yeah, sure, I know all the reasons and all the reasons and all the reasons. All ends up nothing. Yeah, I almost forgotten about it. We'd work up here all night sometimes. It was often full of music. Mother would play down in the library for hours, which is peculiar because a harp is so soft. It penetrates, I guess.
You're a dear, Vic. You are.
Guess we'll have to call another guy. Come on, let's get my suit and act rich.
Vic, I didn't
Forget it. Actually, I better put those away before somebody walks away with them.
Could you still do that?
Nah, you gotta be in shape for this. It's all in the thighs.
Well, let me see. I never saw you do it before.
All right, but I can't get down far enough anymore.
Well, maybe you could take it up again.
Nah, this is the toughest sport there is. All right, just stand,
Me?
there. Don't be afraid. It's a beautiful foil. See how alive it is? Beat Princeton with this. What?
You looked beautiful.
And get you a glass of water.
Why don't you sit down? You sure you don't want some water?
Water I don't need. A little blood I could use, thank you. Oh boy, that's some stairs.
Are you all right now?
Another couple steps, you'll be in heaven. Whew. Hey, excuse me, officer. I'm looking for a party. The name is...
Franz.
That's it, Franz.
Yeah, that's me, Victor Franz.
So, it's a policeman.
Uh-huh.
What do you know? You see, there's only one beauty to this lousy business. You meet all kinds of people. I never dealt with a policeman. I'm very happy to meet you. My name is Solomon, Gregory Solomon.
This is my wife.
How do you do?
Very nice. That's a nice-looking woman. How do you do, darling? Beautiful suit.
As a matter of fact, I just bought it.
You've got good taste. Congratulations. Wear it in good health.
I'm going to the cleaners now, dear. Will you be very long?
With furniture, you never know. Could be short, could be long, could be medium.
Well, you give him a good price now, you hear?
Aha, look, you go to the cleaners and we'll handle everything 100%.
Because there's some very beautiful stuff here. I know it, but he doesn't.
I'm not 62 years in the business by taking advantage. No, enjoy the cleaner.
I hope I'm going to like you, Mr. Solomon.
Sweetheart, all the girls like me. What can I do?
You be careful.
See you later.
I like her. She's suspicious.
What do you mean by that?
Well, a girl who believes everything. How are you going to trust her? I had a wife. Now, what's the difference? Tell me, if you wouldn't mind, how did you get my name?
In the phone book.
You don't say. Phone book.
Why?
No, that's fine, that's fine.
Well, the ad said you were a registered appraiser.
Oh, yes, I'm registered, I'm licensed, I'm even vaccinated. Know that. The only thing you could do today without a license is you go up the elevator and jump out the window. But I don't have to tell you, you're a policeman. You know this world. I'm right?
I suppose.
So, that's a lot of furniture. This is all for sale?
Yeah.
Fine. Just like to know where we are. Don't worry, we'll handle everything very nice. If you wouldn't mind, officer, what is your connection? How do you come to all this?
It was my family.
You don't say. Looks like it's standing here a long time, no?
Yeah, well, my father moved it up here after the crash of 29. Uncle took over the house to let him keep this floor.
I see.
So, can you give me an estimate right away, or do we have to go through?
No. I'll give you right away. I don't waste a minute. I'm very busy. You passed away, your father.
Sure, a long time ago, about 16 years now.
It's standing here 16 years?
Well, we never really got around to it, but they're tearing the building down. Yeah, it was very good stuff, you know. They had quite a bit of money.
Yeah, very good. I can see that, yes. I was also very good. Now I'm not so good. Time, you know, is a terrible thing. Oh, that sounding board is cracked, you know. But don't worry about it. It's still a very nice object. It's a funny thing. An armoire like this. 30 years ago, you couldn't give it away. It was a regular measles. Today, all of a sudden, they want it again. Go figure it out.
Well, give me a good price and we'll make a deal.
Definitely. You see, I don't lie. For instance, a chiffonier like that, I wouldn't have to keep it in. That's a pair, you know.
Yeah, I know. More stuff in the bedroom if you want to take a look.
Oh? Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, I like the bed. That's a very nice carved bed. That I can sell. That's your parents' bed.
Yeah, they picked that up in Europe, if I'm not mistaken. Used to travel a good deal.
Very handsome, very nice. I like it. Looks a very nice family. That's nice chairs, too. I like the chairs.
Yeah, that table opens up. Seats about 12.
I know that, yes, and the pin's even 14. What is this? I thought you were stabbing your wife when I came in.
Nah, I just found it up here. I used the fence years ago.
You went to college.
For a while.
Oh, that's very interesting.
That's the old story.
No, listen, what happens to people is always the main element to me. Because when do they call me? It's either a divorce or somebody died. So it's always a new story. Well, I mean, it's the same, but it's different.
You pick up the pieces.
That's very good, yes. I pick up the pieces. Must be a little bit like you, I suppose. You must have some stories, I bet you.
Sometimes.
So tell me, what are you, a traffic cop or something?
No, I'm out in Rockaway most of the times, out by the airport.
That's Siberia, no?
I like it better that way.
Ah, you keep your nose clean, huh?
That's exactly it. What do you say?
I can see you're a very factual person.
You hit it.
Couldn't be better. So tell me, you got some kind of paper here to show ownership?
No, but I own it, that's all.
In other words, there's no brothers, no sisters?
I have a brother, yes.
Aha! And you're friendly with him. Not that I'm mixing in, but I don't have to tell you, the average family, they love each other like crazy. But the minute the parents die, there's all of a sudden a question of who's going to get what, and in 5 minutes you're covered with cats and dogs.
There's no such problem here.
Unless we're going to talk a few pieces. Then it wouldn't bother me. But to take on the whole load without a paper,
I can get you a statement from him. Don't worry about that.
that's definite. Because even from high-class people, you wouldn't believe the shenanigans. Lawyers, college professors, television personalities. $500 they'll pay a lawyer to fight over our book case. It's worth 50 cents. Because you see, everybody wants to be number one. So,
You said I'd get you a statement. Now, what's the story?
all right. So, I'll tell you the story. For instance, you mentioned the dining room table. That's what they call Spanish Jacobean. Cost maybe $1,200, $1,300. I would say 1921, 22. I'm right?
Yeah, I guess.
Right. I see you're an intelligent man. So before I say another word, I ask you to remember, with used furniture, you cannot be emotional.
I haven't even opened my mouth.
I mean, you're a policeman, I am a furniture dealer. We both know this world. Anything Spanish, Jacobean, you'll sell quicker a case of tuberculosis.
Why? That table's in beautiful condition.
Officer, you're talking reality. You cannot talk reality with used furniture. They don't like this style. Not only they don't like it, they hate it. And the same with that buffet over there, and these pieces...
Wait, you only want to take a few pieces? Is that the ticket?
Please, officer, we were already talking too fast.
No, you're not walking off with the gravy and leaving me with the bones. It's all or nothing, or let's forget it. I told you on the phone it was a whole house full.
Why are you in such a hurry? Talk a little bit, we'll see what happens. In the day they didn't build Rome, you know. You see, what I had in mind is I would give you such a knockout price for these few pieces.
That's out.
Out?
Yeah, I'm not running a department store here. They're tearing the building down.
Ah, couldn't be better. We understand each other. So, there's no reason to be emotional. Hmm? These records go.
I may keep 3 or 4.
Uh-huh. Look at that, Gallagher Sheen.
You're not going to start playing them now, are you?
Who needs to play? I was on the same bill with Gallagher and Sheen maybe 50 theaters.
You were an actor?
An actor, an acrobat. The whole family was acrobats. You never heard the 5 Solomons? They should rest in peace. I was the one on the top.
I never heard of a Jewish acrobat.
What's the matter with Jacob? Wasn't a wrestler, wrestled with the angel? Jews have been acrobats since the beginning of the world. I was a horse them days. Drink, women, anything. On the go, nothing ever stopped me. Only life. Yes, my boy. What do you know? Gallagher and Sheen.
So where are we?
Tell me, what's with crime today? It's up, huh?
Yeah, it's up, it's up. Look, Mr. Solomon, I want to make something very clear. I'm not a sociable person.
You're not.
No, I'm not. I'm not a businessman. I'm not good at conversation. So let's get to a price and finish, okay?
You don't want we should be buddies.
That's exactly it.
So we wouldn't be buddies. But just so you'll understand me a little better, I'm going to show you something. There's my discharge from the British Navy.
What were you doing in the British Navy?
Forget the British Navy. What does it say the date of birth?
8. You're almost 90?
Yes, my boy. I left Russia 65 years ago. I was 25 years old, and I drank all my life, and I smoked, and I loved every woman who would let me. So why do I need to steal from you?
Since when do people need a reason to steal?
I never saw such a man in my life.
Oh, yes, you did. Now, are you going to give me a figure or not?
But how am I going to give you a figure? You don't trust one word I say.
I've never seen you before. What are you asking me, to trust you?
But how am I going to start to talk to you? I'm sorry, dear, you can't be a policeman. If you want to do business a little bit, you got to believe, or you can't do it. Look, forget it.
Where are you going?
No, I can't work this way. I'm too old. Every time I open my mouth, you should practically call me a thief.
Who called you a thief?
And don't forget it. I never gave you a price, and look what you did to me. You see, I never gave you a price.
Then what did you come here for? To do me a favor? What are you talking about?
Mister, I pity you. What is the matter with you people? You're worse than my daughter. Nothing you believe, nothing you respect. How can you live? You think that's such a smart thing, that's so hard what you're doing? Let me give you a piece of advice. It's not that you can't believe nothing. That's not so hard. It's that you still gotta believe it. That's hard. And if you can't do that, my friend, you're a dead man.
Oh, Solomon, come on, will you?
No, you got a certain problem with this furniture, but you don't want to listen, so how can I talk?
I'm listening. For Christ's sake, what do you want me to do? Get down on my knees? I'm listening.
All right, come with me. I realize you're a factual person, but some facts are funny. What does that read?
40 inches, sir.
My boy, the doors in a modern apartment are 30, 32 inches maximum, so you can't get this in.
What about the old houses?
All I'm trying to tell you is my possibilities are smaller.
Can I ask a question?
I'm giving you architectural facts here. Listen. For instance, you got here a library table. That's a solid beauty. But go find me a modern apartment with a library. If they build old hotels, I could sell this. But they only build new hotels. People don't live like this no more. This stuff is from another world. So I'm trying to give you a modern viewpoint. Because the price of used furniture is nothing but a viewpoint. And if you wouldn't understand the viewpoint, it's impossible to understand the price.
So what's the viewpoint? That it's all worth nothing?
You said that, I didn't say that. The chairs is worth something, the chiffonier, the bed, the
Okay,
hall.
let's forget it.
Why are you jumping?
Well, good God, are you going to give me a price or not?
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. You must have arrested 1 million people by now.
19 in 28 years.
So what are you so hard on me?
Because you talk about everything but money, and I don't know what the hell you're up to.
We will now talk money.
Great, I mean, you can't blame me. Every time you open your mouth, the price seems to go down.
My boy, the price didn't change since I walked in.
That's even better. Then what's the price? What's the matter? What's bothering you?
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have come. I thought it would be a few pieces, but it's too much for me.
Then what did you come here for? I told you on the phone it was a whole house full.
You called me, so I came. What should I do, lay down and die? Look, I want very much to make you an offer. The only question is,
This is a hell of a note.
Listen, it's a terrible temptation to me, but look, I'll tell you the truth. You must have looked in a very old phone book. A couple of years already, I cleaned out my store, except for a few English andirons I got left. I sell when I need a few dollars. I figured I was 80, 85, it was time already. But I waited, and nothing happened. I even moved out of my apartment. I'm living in the back of the store with a hot plate. Nothing happened. I'm still practically 100%. Not 100, but I feel very well. And I figured, maybe you got a few nice pieces. Not that the rest can't be sold, but it could take a year and a half. For me, that's a very big bet. The trouble is, I love to work. I love it. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, let's forget it.
What are you jumping?
Well, are you in or out?
How do I know where I am? You see, it's also this particular furniture. The average person who'll take one look, it'll make him very nervous.
Solomon, you're starting
I'm
again.
not bargaining with you.
Why'll it make him nervous?
Because he knows it's never going to break.
God, have a little mercy, will you?
My boy, you don't understand the psychology. If it wouldn't break, there's no more possibilities. For instance, listen. You take this table. You can't move it. A man sits down to such a table. He knows not only he's married, he's got to stay married. There's no more possibility. You're laughing. I'm giving you the factual situation. What is the key word today? Disposable. The more you can throw it away, the more it's beautiful. The car, the furniture, the wife, the children. Everything has to be disposed. Because you see, the main thing today is shopping. Years ago, a person was unhappy, didn't know what to do with himself. Go to church, start a revolution, something. Today you're unhappy, can't figure it out. What is the salvation? Go shopping.
You're terrific. I have to give you credit.
Telling you the truth. If they would close the stores in this country for 6 months, there would be from coast to coast a regular massacre. This furniture, the shopping is over. It's finished. There's no more possibilities. You got that? You see? So you got a problem.
Solomon, you're one of the greatest.
What the greatest?
He used to sell encyclopedias door to door. You know what that is?
You don't say. You sold.
Yeah, I was the top man in the southern part of Westchester County, but
So why did you give it up?
I couldn't stand the bullshit. I'm not putting it down. Seriously, I admire it. Sometimes I wish I were more like it myself, but I'm way ahead of you. It's not going to work.
What work? I don't know how much time I got left. What is so terrible if I say that? The trouble is, you're such a young fellow, you can't understand these things.
No, I know what you're up against. I'm not so young.
Oh, what a 40, 45,
I'm going to be 50.
50. Ah! You're a baby boy.
Some baby.
My God, if I was 50. I got married, I was 75.
Go on.
What are you talking? She's still living over there by 8th Avenue. That's why I like to stay liquid. If she should get her hands on this, I wouldn't want it. Birds she loves. She's living over there with maybe 100 birds. She gives you a plate soup, it's got feathers. I didn't work all my life for them birds.
Look, Mr. Solomon, I can appreciate your problems, but I don't have to pay for them. I've got no more time.
I'm going to buy it. I'll just have to live, that's all. I'll make up my mind. I'll buy it.
We're talking about everything.
Everything. I'll figure it out. I'll give you a very nice price, and you'll be a very happy man.
That I doubt. What's this now, lunch?
You gave me such an argument. I'm hungry. I'm not supposed
Brother.
to. You want I should starve to death? I'm going to be very quick here.
Boy, I picked a number.
There wouldn't be a little salt.
I'm not going running for salt now.
Don't be blue. I'm going to go very quick here. You'll see. I'm going to knock you off your feet with the price. going to go here like an IBM.
It's all right. Take your time as long as you're serious.
Thank you.
So you really got married when you were 75?
What's so terrible?
Nothing, just what's the point?
What's the point at 25? You can't die 26?
Yeah, I guess so.
You see, it's like second-hand furniture. It's all a point of view. It's a mental world. 75, I got married. 51 and 22.
You're kidding.
I wish.
You're a hell of a guy.
You know, it's a funny thing. It's such a long time since I took on such a load like this. You forget what kind of life it puts into you. To take out a pencil again, it's a regular injection. I'll tell you the truth. My telephone you could use for a ladle would interfere with nothing. But when you called, no, I don't want to take up the time. But I want to thank you very much. I'm going to take good care of you, I mean it. I can open that.
Sure, anything.
Some of them had a mirror, you know. What's this?
God knows, must be a rug or something.
No, it's a lap robe, like for a car.
Oh yeah, for when they went driving. Geez, I haven't seen that for years.
You had a chauffeur?
Yeah, we had a chauffeur.
All right, what do we got here now? Oh, look at that. My God, what a world. He must have been some sporty guy.
You look pretty good.
And from all this, he could go so broke?
Sure. Look, 5 weeks. What?
You don't say. And he couldn't make a comeback?
Some men just don't bounce.
So what did he do?
Nothing. Just sat there, listen to the radio.
But what did he do? What?
Well, he was making change at the automat for a while. Toward the end, he was delivering telegrams.
You don't say. And how much he had?
A couple of million, I guess.
My God, what was the matter with him?
Well, my mother died around the same time, so I guess that didn't help. Some men just don't bounce, that's all.
Listen, I can tell you bounces. I went busted in 1932. 1923, they also knocked me out. The Panic of 1904, 1898. But to lay down like that.
Well, you're different. He believed it.
What he believed?
The system, the whole thing. I mean, you walk in here with your song and dance, and you're 150 years old, and you tell your jokes, and people fall in love with you, and you walk away with their furniture.
That's not nice.
Well, don't shame me, will you? Now, what do you say? You know what I've got here. You don't have to look anymore. What? What's the matter? What's bothering you?
You don't think it's foolish?
Who knows what's foolish? You enjoy it.
Listen, I love it.
Then take it. You wait too long, you end up with nothing.
I would like to tell you something. The last few months, I don't know what it is. She comes to me. You see, I had a daughter. She rest in peace. She took her own life. A suicide.
When was this?
1915, the latter part. Very beautiful. A lovely face with large eyes. She was pure like the morning. And lately, I don't know what it is. I see her clear like I see you. And every night I lay down to go to sleep. So she sits there. And you can't help it. You ask yourself, what happened? What happened? Maybe I could have said something to her. Maybe I did say something. It's not that I'll die. You can't be afraid of that. But I'll tell you the truth. A minute ago, I mentioned I had 3 wives. Just this minute, I realized I had 4. Isn't that terrible? You
see, it's impossible to know what is important. Here I am, sitting with you, and what for? It's not that I don't want it, I want it! But, you see, all my life, I was a terrible fighter. You could never take nothing from me. I pushed, I pulled, I struggled in 6 different countries. I almost got killed a couple of times. It's like now, I'm sitting here with you, and I tell you, it's a dream. It's a dream. I mean, you can't imagine it because...
No, I understand it very well.
What do you understand?
I think it's what you just said. It's impossible to know what's important.
Ah,
Biggest decision is always the one you don't realize you're making. Till the results start coming in, and then it's too late.
Why? You're young, you got a very nice one. Your wife is all right.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
She's a terrific woman. Best piece of luck I ever had. Yeah, but when we started out, the one important thing was to live the life we want, not the rat race. I guess there is nothing else. Unless you've got some kind of talent of some kind. Otherwise, it's 3 feeds a day, you take your kids for the army, lose your hair and pack it in. Not that I'm complaining, but finally there's just no respect for anything but money. It all ends up she wants. She wants. And I can't blame her for it. We've got these people in our apartment house. They're ignorant knuckleheads. They can barely write their name. Last week, a couple knocks on our door. They offer us their old refrigerator. See, they buy a new one every couple of years. That friendly viciousness just to show who's on top. Things like that are eating her out.
What does she want? A police commissioner? An honest cop is a very...
He's a jerk. Took me 14 years to earn the goddamn stripes because I wouldn't kiss ass. Which we were always in perfect agreement on, but... See, I'm supposed to retire now.
So what are you going to do?
Well, that's not really the problem. I'll do something. Just hard to find the point in it anymore. For years, I thought it would mean some kind of freedom. Study science again, something interesting. That'll take 3 or 4 years in school. She's not in the mood for sacrifice anymore. Not sure I am either. What's left? Go sell something? Shoot the bull in some way or another? Which was exactly what I was trying to avoid. I mean, there are days I can't even remember what I was trying to do, except there was an idea we had that...
No. See, you make one mistake. A man can think whatever he wants to think, but he should never...
Forget about the money.
What have you got against money?
Nothing. I'm all for it. Just didn't want to lay down my life for it, that's all. But you lay it down in other ways, and you're a damn fool in the bargain. This is the old story. You can do anything, just make sure you win. Like my brother. Years ago, I was living here with the old man. He used to contribute $5 a month. A month! And a successful doctor. What I'm making is that the few times he did come around, the expression on the old man's face, you'd think God had walked in the door. The respect, you know? Why not? Why not?
Well, sure, he had the power.
See, now you said it. You got that, you got it all. You're even lovable. But what do you say? What's the price?
I'll give you $1,100.
For everything?
Everything. I want it, so I'm giving you a very good price. Believe me, you'll never do better. I made up my mind. I want it.
Here, I'll pay you now.
It's that I have to split it, see?
All right, so I'll make a receipt and I'll put down 600.
No, no.
Why? Now that he took from you, you take from him.
I don't want to do that.
If you want, I'll make it 400.
No, I don't want to do that. No. I'll call you tomorrow.
All right. With God's help, if I'm still there tomorrow, I'll answer the phone. If I wouldn't be, then I wouldn't.
Solomon, come on, will you?
Look, you convinced me, so I want it, so what should I do?
I convinced you?
Absolutely, you convinced me. You saw it. The minute I took a look, I was going to walk
Ah,
out.
the hell with it. Give it to me.
No, please, don't be blue.
No, it all stinks. Come
What
on.
stinks? Now you can get her a nice coat. Take her to Florida, maybe.
Yeah, we'll all be happy. Come on.
All right. Okay, so I'm giving you 100, 200, 300, 400. Take my advice. Buy her a nice fur coat. Your troubles will be over.
Yeah, I know all about it. Come on.
All right, so you got the 400. So now I'm giving you 5, 6, 7. I mean, it's already in the Bible, the rat race. The minute she laid her hand on the apple, that's it.
I never read the Bible. Let's
If
go.
you read it, you'll see. There's always a rat race. You can't stay out of it. All right, so you got there 7. So now I'm going to give you...
Walter.
How are you, kid?
God, never expected you.
Sorry I'm late.
What are you doing?
I just sold it.
Good. How much?
1,100.
Oh, well, good. For everything?
Very happy to meet you, Doctor. My name is Gregory Solomon.
How do you do?